Hello! Welcome to my little corner of the universe. I used to really hate being human. I remember thinking to myself often, I wish I was a cat. You know, cats seem like they have their shit together. They seem like they're having a good time here. They're just relaxing, eating, sleeping, playing. So I wanted to be a cat for many years of my life. I was suffering emotionally for so many years. I was not doing the human thing properly. Most of us aren't. Most of us were not taught how to be human. And no one teaches this. At least not in schools. At least not in the schools I went to. I think the world is becoming more aware of how important it is to be in alignment with self, with spirit, source, God, the universe. And you'd think it's something that is very instinctive, and maybe it is for a lot of people. But I know that in my journey, I needed to intentionally learn what being human means, because I felt so lost emotionally for so many years. I was not surrounding myself with the right people. I did not have a job that I even remotely liked. In fact, I was sobbing constantly and getting tummy aches, and I was really anxious often. I felt so disconnected from myself for so long. And when I started learning what being human really meant, I started feeling much more confident, much more aligned with myself. My life started reflecting the version of me that I wanted to be. And it's such a different journey for every person because we all have different desires and different needs. We all have different ways of thinking and different programming, but we're also so much more similar than we sometimes think. Okay, I'm going to tell you some stuff that I learned. And these things I feel apply to most people. And so maybe you already know this stuff. Maybe this is new to you. I feel like my intention is to broadcast all of the things that I learned, because if someone taught me this, it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of tears, a lot of unnecessary pain. But it is what it is. I'm here now, and I feel like this is my gift to the world. I would like to share what I've learned and what I'm learning, and to continue to grow together with anyone that is interested in self-development, growth, spirituality, psychology, alignment. Without further ado, the first thing that I would want people to know about is how emotions work. And this is a doozy because it's not a small topic. Emotions are energy in motion. We have emotions because it's a guidance system. Think of a GPS. When you're in a car and you are where you are right now and you want to go to your destination, you enter your destination into the GPS and then it gives you the routes. Now, as humans, our journeys are more emotional. What that means is I need to know where I am right now emotionally so that I can get to where I want to go emotionally. And the GPS is an internal sensation emotional system. What that means is our emotions are telling us, go straight, stop, U-turn. Do you want to hear my GPS robot voice? Please U-turn immediately. Please U-turn immediately. Please U-turn immediately. So what does this mean? Emotionally, let's say I am in despair, hopelessness, helplessness. I'm depressed. My emotional guidance system will direct me towards more relief. That is usually the stepping stone for emotional alchemy. Now, what this means is if I am feeling super helpless and super depressed, my emotions aren't going to show me ecstasy and they're not going to show me joy immediately. It's going to be a step up to gain more relief. I'll insert a diagram so you can actually see the stepping stones of how emotions work in a ladder sense. I will say that I did go to therapy and I started learning how to connect with myself, which then introduced me to how emotions work, which then opened up my journey into this world. I needed to learn how to start feeling and connecting with my emotions so that I can start going up that scale to be a happier version of me consistently. So that's number one. Emotions actually work in a scale and they are guidance. They are messengers. They are telling us something. Emotions aren't here to scare us or hurt us or make us suffer. It's our relationship with our emotions that usually causes the suffering. Because most of the time, we don't know this information. We don't know how to feel our feelings. We don't know what they mean. And so we start thinking and believing that there's something wrong with me. The second thing I would want people to know is that there is so much hope. There is so much hope for a brighter, better future. And it can sometimes be sooner than you think. And the journey towards a better experience in life is so emotional. The more we get in the habit of understanding what emotions are and feeling them and building a relationship with ourselves, the more we start to actually see the progress and the experiences that show us that life is actually really good. The third thing that I would want people to know is that emotions live in the body, not in the head. We often spend so much time overthinking every single emotion. And so we need to start really connecting with our body to feel where the emotions are. I know for me, when I'm feeling sad or scared, I feel a lot of emotion in my throat. The way it manifests is I feel like someone is choking me. And I used to suppress it and push it away and just force myself to not feel it. What I do now is I let it be there and I sit with the discomfort. And I notice that when I sit with it long enough, it starts to ease up. And then it almost always manifests into tears. Which leads me to the fourth thing. Emotions want to be released. Emotions don't want to be stuck in your body, because the longer an emotion is stuck in the body, the more it'll manifest as disease, as sickness, as illness. Science is showing that most illnesses are stress-based. And so when we learn how to alleviate stress, how to find relief, how to feel our emotions in the body and let them go, the more we allow ourselves this inner space to bring in more joy. The fifth and final thing I would want to share for this video is that it's a journey. It takes patience, it takes practice, it takes presence, it takes courage, and it takes a lot of curiosity to start building a more vulnerable, authentic, deep relationship with ourselves. But in my experience, this is the cost of having our dreams being fulfilled. If I'm dreaming of a life where I have more connection and love and joy and success, there are certain things that I need to do to be able to get on that path and reach those goals. And what I'm learning in my journey is that connection with self isn't a price to pay. It's a gift we give to ourselves that opens us up to getting all the things that we're dreaming of. Most of us have been so severely disconnected from ourselves for so long. And I know that for me, when I started connecting with myself, my life started changing. If you are in a season of your life where you feel like you want to deepen your connection with yourself, where you feel like you're curious about what being human means, or maybe you just want to learn more about emotions and become more emotionally intelligent, then this is the space for you. My intention is to share weekly videos teaching about emotions, emotional intelligence, my experience with spirituality, what I'm learning about psychology, and to hopefully offer you a space where you feel seen, where you feel heard, where you give yourself permission to go a bit deeper inward, where you're reminded of your own courage and creativity and your own spark. I promise you, your spark is always in you, but sometimes you forget to access it, but you never ever lose it. I'll hopefully see you next week and have a great day.